Whoopsies. Okay. I think I'm live now. All right. Hello, everyone. I'm looking for my cell phone, my other cell phone. Am I sitting on it? What the heck did I do with it? Oh, here it is. Okay. All right. Hello, everyone. I think I'm live. I need to see if I can see the chat. Let's see. I can't see the chat yet, so if anyone's here, I'm really sorry if I missed you. Just give me 1 second to try to view the chat. If anybody's here, leave me a hello in the chat so I can see it. So I know that anyone's here. I don't think anyone's here yet, but that's okay. People will come. So we are going to do a reading.
She's a 10.
Oops.
But
Sorry, I just turned on my cell phone. Hi, Candy. It's good to see you. Thank you for letting me know that you're here. I didn't know if this was working or not. It's good to see you, Candy. How have you been? I hope everything's going well. I hope I'm not interrupting everybody's dinner. I just wanted to pop on, and people have been asking me to do a reading on Sebastian. So, hey, Wild Man's mom, it's good to see you, sweetie. How have you been? Love you. I hope all's going well. Enjoying the weather? Been getting out, Wild Man's mom? So I've had people ask me to do a reading on shoes. I can't remember the lady who texted me and asked me to look. She mentioned shoes. She mentioned, hey, Chloe Jade, it's good to see you, sweetheart. How have you been? Much love to you too, darling. So she mentioned for me to ask about something about BJ's, something about the shoes, to do a reading on shoes. And then she asked me, then someone else asked me to look up something about pants. I'm really sorry, guys. I've been back and forth with the doctors, and I was at the doctor's today. It's just been crazy. It's good to see you too, honey. It's good to see everyone in chat. Now, Aggie is busy. I know that. I hope Brooke stops by, because those are my ride or dies, and Susie Q and Sam. They're all my ride or dies, and I always want to get everybody. I like to get everybody's opinion on stuff before we read on it, so I kind of know what the majority of you are feeling. So when we pull the cards, you know, we get a feeling, right? We kind of have an idea of what this energy is that we're all feeling. So what are you guys feeling about that picture that we saw? I'm just going to play this real quick so I cover my booty here. What do you guys think about the picture at the travel center? Do you guys think that that picture is Sebastian? Do you think that it's photoshopped? Wild Man Mom says yes. Timeline changed in his is 25th. Not the last day, the 25th. The timeline? Okay. All right, so that was... Oh, this is a video I played for Missy. Yay, there's Missy. So I just wanted to get that, you know, copyright disclaimer and everything out of the way. Give me 1 second. And then we'll go... I also want to go over some spirit box that we did too. So the timeline has changed. It's the 25th, not the last day. So the last chart that I did was for midnight on the 25th. Timeline is between the Roadhouse and midnight on the 25th. Okay, so I have a chart up right now. So this chart that we did is for midnight. And it didn't save, so I do need to update my bubble. But I wanted to look at the chart at the restaurant as well. And I didn't get a chance to pull up some asteroids either. So I want to look at some asteroids with you guys as well. Hey, Virgo Tings. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you stopped over to see me. If y'all want a personal reading, Virgo Tings Tarot, she is great. I love her to pieces. She's an awesome tarot reader. So I wanted to, I'm so glad you stopped by. She doesn't do true crime, but if you want a personal reading, she is awesome. Her and I talked about it, and she thinks I should start doing more personal readings for everyone too. So, I think she's right. I think I need to get more active on my channel and offer more personal tarot readings for you guys. Because, it gets really sad. It's hard just to do true crime all the time, Sometimes I want to do personal readings because it just breaks things up a bit, So I think I'm going to take Virgo King's advice and start to do some more personal readings. I seen you live and I was like, oh, yes, let me get in. Thank you. So I wanted to, the chart that we did here for Sebastian here, this is midnight. So this is after they leave the restaurant here. Don't mind the clicks. That's just the way that this program works. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I don't have a microphone or anything. This is just me using a cell phone. But I hope you guys can sort of see. So this is me mapping the planets at midnight. This is the restaurant that they went to, I believe, here. And, I mean, you can kind of see how close it takes us to, our mile markers, right? Because I believe these mile markers were 2 points. I can't remember. Actually, I can't remember. I can't remember if it was like 1.9 or 2.0 miles to 2.6 or 2.8. I can't actually remember. I'll have to pull the chart up and look. But you can see this is the restaurant. This is the moon line. And this is the DNA line. And a lot of people have been mentioning this area here on the charts. Get it so you guys can see. I hope you can see a little closer. I shut the curtains so you guys can see. Hey, Charlie V, it's so good to see you, sweetheart. I've missed you. Where you been? Haven't seen you in a while. So, sorry for the clicking. That's just how this program works. It kind of clicks. So I believe over here is the restaurant, if I'm not mistaken. And takes us down like Indian Lake Boulevard. And look how close it is to the mile markers, the restaurant. And to this inlet here, this water. Even this pond here, there's water here, there's water here. Which, I do feel... This one case, I feel like he's in the water. One, because, I've been saying Saturn, we have Saturn in Pisces, so we were going to have a lot of bodies in the water this year. I mean, I kind of been saying that since the beginning of the year. I knew that we were going to have lots of accidents surrounding water. I mean, the bridge collapsed in Baltimore. I mean, we've been finding a lot of bodies in the water so far with a lot of the cases that we've been doing, or they're near a city or a town that has a huge water source, right? So this area here, a lot of people have mentioned because it's the ferry road. That's where Aggie was mentioning the other day. She wanted me to look at, and it's very close. This is that ferry road here, right over here. So, it is running close to our moon line in the 4th house. Bay Drive. I mean, anything that's kind of got Aquarius, like, Aquarius is an air sign, but Aquarius is the water bearer. Saturn is in Pisces, so that's, the two fishes swimming in the water. Aquarius is an air sign, but he's also a water bearer. So that can be somebody exposed to the elements, exposed to the outside air, but they could also be near aquatic areas, right? Especially fresh water. Aquarius rules sewers. He rules dams. He rules bridges that have water running underneath of them. He rules areas that, you know, whether that be a man-made surface or like a sewer runoff that's man-made, or like a water drain runoff that's natural, or a drain runoff that's got rocks in it, things like that. That's all Aquarius vibe. So there is a water element to Sebastian going missing. I do feel confident that he's in water because one of the spirit box sessions that we've done has mentioned water. They have flat out told us water. Yeah. Yeah, Aquarius is an air sign, but he also is a water bearer. So, hey, Brooke, it's so good to see you, sweetheart. I'm so glad that you're here. Oh, that's okay. I know you got a life, girl. It's good to see you, sweetie. So I wanted to get Brooke's opinion. I wanted to get Susie Q's opinion. I wanted to get even Virgo Ting's opinion. She's very intuitive about this boy going missing, this autistic kid, you know, who's gone missing. He's 15 years old. Basically, the way that the parents are making it sound, it's like an alien abduction or something. Like, basically, Chris Proudfoot said that the only logical thing is it sounds like he walked out the front door, because that makes the most logical sense because of the way that the locks are in the house. And he is high functioning autistic, but that the parents are trying to make it sound like he walked out on his own accord, that he wasn't carried out, and that he didn't have shoes on. Again, Pisces rules the feet. So that's why we're having a lot of victims this year with missing shoes, right? So that's an ongoing theme that we're going to have this year as well. I have had a bad feeling. I can only hope someone has him safe, but I don't feel that is the case. Yeah. So are you feeling like he's gone, Brooke? That's so sad. I'm kind of feeling like he is too. And just the spirit box sessions that I've done, like I did upload that 1 hour long spirit box session. I'm still breaking it down. If you want, we'll go look at what I broke down so far on it, because I put some notes on it. Let me see if I can find it. On this spirit box here that we did. I did take notes, and I'm only halfway through, and I did add timestamps for you guys. So now this is a pre-recorded session, so we don't need to pray, but you know, I pray for all of you to have protection. This is a pre-recorded spirit box session, so we don't need to pray for protection. But this is what I've gathered so far from it. And like I said, I'm only halfway through, all here. And I'll read it to you real quick what it says, because I know you guys can't see it. But this is what I've written down for you guys. So these are all the timestamps that I have so far.
Sure.
I think, let me see what Brooke is saying. Chloe Jade, give me 1 second. I do, and it breaks my heart. Oh, I know, Brooke, it's so sad. I feel like he's gone. Chloe Jade feels like he's gone too. I just think we would have heard from him or a kidnapper by now, or some type of ransom or whatever. Very good point. I didn't even think of that. Yeah, very good point. That we would have heard a ransom note if he was kidnapped, or, that one weird guy came forward and said that he had him, but that was weird. He asked for like $100 to give him back, but I feel like we pulled the justice card on that reading. So I feel like law enforcement did investigate that. I have no proof of that. That's just my own opinion. That's my own spiritual opinion. It's not fact, okay? But the guy that called in or left the messages on that account saying that he had Sebastian hostage and he wanted money and was giving his like Cash App and stuff, I think that was a scam. Do you guys still think that was a scam? So I feel like he's gone too. I just think we would have heard. Me too, Chloe Jade. No, I don't believe he's walked away. He was tricked, and there was a argument and a battle, and he lost. Oh, yeah, Wild Man's mom. Grandma says, I still hope someone has him and he's alive. Logic doesn't say that, though. You're right. I feel the same as Brooke, guys. I really do. I really do. It's just, we're going past 2 months now, and I'm just starting to lose hope for him. Hi, Kimberly. It's good to see you, sweetheart. I want to hold out hope, though, like that one picture that they had of him at the travel center. The hair seemed a little bit too dark. I don't know if the photo is Photoshopped, so we'll do a reading on that. But I want to, sorry, guys, my ADD has been really bad. Don't mind my fingernails because I've been picking. Like, my ADD is, like, so bad. I've been really picking really a lot lately. So, I'm really contemplating on whether or not I should start taking my medicine again, because I'm really having a hard time trying to focus and get things done. But I'm trying. I'm really trying. So, okay. So, this is what I gathered so far that Spirit was saying. He's in the area. He was inside. It's him. They had a procedure and he had anxiety. Okay, so this is what I've noticed that my spirits have do, and I don't know if anybody else's spirit boxes do this or not. You guys can confirm with me if you see this or not. I know I probably should take my meds. I've been picking. Like, a lot of people who have ADD are really distracted, and we have a lot of nervous energy, and we pick. Like, we pick our skin. We pick. It's just part of it. It's just what it is. I'm a mess. Okay. All right. So, but I won't be the same if I take my medicine, guys. You probably won't like me. You're probably not going to like me if I take my meds. Hey, Whistle, why you lurk? Virgo Ting says, I see the 5 of Cups from one of my fairy tale decks. Okay. And it depicts a woman walking out of water and someone underwater attempting to hold onto her and my mind's eye. Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm getting water too, Virgo Tings. Absolutely. Hi, Whistle, why you lurk? It's good to see you. So we'll pull some tarot cards too. You know what would be great one day? I would love to do this with a lot of other tarot readers. I to have, I just don't know how to share my computer screen yet. But what I would like to do is get like a couple of tarot readers together and all of us pull cards together, like, and take turns and see what cards you get compared to see what cards I get on a crime case. And if we're all getting the same cards, that just validates the message from Spirit even more, I think, right? I mean, I would love to do that, to do like a group tarot reading. I think that would be so much fun. Wouldn't that be cool? Virgo Things, would you? I know you don't do true crime, but I mean, if I ever figure out how to do a Zoom meeting recording, yeah, something like that. I don't know how to do it though. I don't know how to share my screen or anything like that yet. I'm still learning. Wouldn't that be cool, Whistle? If like we got Ziggy together, a Mystic Mermaid, Virgo Tings, and me, and like all of us just go on panel together and just see what cards we pull. Like, we all do a case, we all think of the same victim, and just see if like all of us collectively kind of have pull the same cards. Because to me, that just validates how powerful Spirit is and how powerful the messages are with these tarot cards sometimes. Like, I pull tarot cards and I am shocked by the cards that I pull sometimes. Like, I do this all the time and I don't know how I do it, but somebody will tell me, like, they'll tell me they're on a cusp and I will pull their 2 signs. Like, they'll be like, oh, I'm like an Aquarius, Capricorn. I'm like, okay. And I'll literally pull an Aquarius and a Capricorn card. I'm like, holy shit, how do I do that? I do that all the time. Like, if somebody is on a cusp, I pull their cusp cards, and that blows my mind. So I know Spirit is working through us. Like, it's just crazy. I don't know. I just think that would be such a cool idea because I don't see many people do it for true crime. I think that would be really cool. It's okay. Autocorrect is okay. It's very mean to me. Hey, Susie Q, there she is. Yay! I'm so glad you're here. All right, Susie Q, why don't you tell us how you feel? What do you feel about the case so far? I feel like it's getting really out of control and it's turning into a little bit of a circus. That's kind of worrying me. I don't want it to get too far-fetched. Like when they found the pants with the stripe down the side, I mean, my first thought was like, it'll be a miracle if those pants belong to Sebastian. Because, one, I hope they did DNA testing on them. I was hopeful that they were his pants, but like in my soul and in my gut, I was like, do you know how many people own those pants? Like I have 3 pairs of them upstairs in a drawer right now. My daughter has 2 pairs. My husband has a pair of pants like that. Like our whole family has those leisure pants. Like I think they're called like active wear, you know, leisure pants that have the 3 Adidas stripes going down the side of them. Like so many people have those pants. So, I mean, my first thought was they could belong to anybody. But I think they said that they were too big or too small or something, so they didn't fit. So that, you know, I think they did testing on them and said that it didn't fit. I thought, oh no, for a split second, but then knew better. Yeah, it was very out of control, right? It is getting very out of control. Susie Q, how are you feeling about the case? Do you feel like it's kind of turning into a 3-ring circus a little bit? Yeah, what about what the neighbors saw? Susie Q was just texting me about that, saying she sent me a message about it. I didn't know about what the neighbors witnessed. What did the neighbors witness? Can you guys tell me in the comments? Bye, Wildman's mom. Okay. Spend time with your company. That's what's most important. Enjoy your time with them, hon. Craziness you believe? He has passed as well. Okay. KP and CPA are evil. Tell everybody, Susie Q, what you heard the neighbors say about him sleeping in the garage or something. Can you text that out for everyone to know? Because I don't really know about what you heard about the neighbors yet. So if you wouldn't mind telling everybody. I talked to them, abusive behavior. Chris Proudfoot was disliked by everyone in the neighborhood. You mean in the neighborhood, Chloe Jade? Going to find the picture of me when I was pressure washed my foot. It was terrible. Aw, what, did you hurt your foot? Whistle, am I missing something? Okay, Virgo Tings, I really hope that I would love to collaborate with you on true crime. I think that would be awesome. Your side eye and everything? Yeah, I am too. I think all of us are. Here, look, I'm gonna put little side eyes in here too. Eyes. Me too, guys. I'm like, what's going on with this case? Because it is crazy. I'm side eye and everything too. Absolutely, guys. Yes. Leave a side eye in there if you agree with Virgo things, because this case has got me scratching my head. Like, literally, Chris Proudfoot wants us to think that he walked out the front door because of the way that the locks were, which, okay, fine. That makes logical sense, but that he evaporated into thin air after that. Like, he just disappeared off the front porch. Supposedly, there is a dog trail that went over to the ponds, to the construction site, but then he disappeared, and he's just evaporated into thin air. Alien flying saucer came down and you know, sucked him up into a flying saucer, because at this point that's the only thing that makes sense. All right, so let me read to you guys what Spirit has said so far. Like I said, this is only halfway of me breaking down this last video that I did of just letting the Spirit box play for over an hour. So this was dated, this is 7 days ago, and I'm still only halfway through it because I have to listen to it in like slow motion. So I got, he's in the area. He was inside. It's him. They had a procedure, or they had a picture. I couldn't quite make that out, but I remember it was like they had a procedure or they had a plan, something along those lines. He has anxiety. Those guys made it home. Then they had a domestic. He was cold. He was so scared, or Seth scared him. He was funny too, June. So my spirits were saying, he was funny too, June. You would like him. He would like you too. That almost made me cry. Okay, there's a part in this spirit box session where my spirit said, he was funny too, June. You would like him, and he would like you too. They said they buried something. I wouldn't marry him. So that was a female spirit that came in and said, I wouldn't marry him. Don't be mad at him. They executed plan. Eventually he was going to drop Katie. Katie has no family, the mother. They threw him. Now this is interesting because this was 7 days ago. You can check the dates on this, guys. I wrote this video was 7 days ago, and now we're learning all this stuff about Katie's mother. So it says here that Chris was going to drop her. Okay, so the female spirit said, I wouldn't marry him. Don't be mad at him. She said they executed. Eventually he was going to drop Katie. Katie has no family, the mother. So I'm thinking they're talking about Katie's mother. They threw him. June. It's unbelievable. They dropped him. They transported him. She threw him out. He was in bits, or he was in bits, or he was torn to bits. I couldn't quite get that. 4 times. So I don't know if there's a history of something happening in the past. It says 4 times in Tennessee, or they didn't see. So I couldn't quite make that out. So you guys can pull up this video and go to the timestamps and listen to the spirit boxes yourself. But it says, I'll get to the chat in a second. I'm still trying to read this. So in Tennessee, or they didn't see. They missed him. Seth stopped talking. Nope. They said, no, he died. His son, or Seth's son, he died. She wasn't well. He died. So I think that's spirit confirming that Sebastian has unfortunately, sadly passed. Again, allegedly. Again, this is just a spirit box. You can't take it as fact. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. So spirit has confirmed with me many times now that he has passed on. Okay. And that she was not well. He died. He was hit in the head. It depends on the current of water. Mom and Pop, Katie, they are next level. So something about either Katie's family or Chris Proudfoot's family is next level, is kind of how I'm gathering that. Then it says they came in from behind. They made it home. They made their way home. There's power behind it. Ask Seth to ask him. They'll probably get arrested. So my spirits are saying somebody's going to get arrested. We will hear more soon. They took Seth's Smith. So here I think my dog's getting into the trash can. Hold on. Are you serious? You really just did that? You got into the trash? Go on. All right, I just tried to put the gate up on her. She did. She got into the trash. Okay, here they say they took Seth Smith. So I'm assuming that that's a gun, okay? Like a Smith & Wesson. I'm thinking, I'm not familiar with guns, but they said they took Seth Smith. Then they said, this is a nightmare. It has gone on long enough. Who's available? And this is when Spirit, Walter comes in, and Walter's like cracking jokes. He's like, who's available? Who can we call? Unless President Joe Biden gets involved, this needs to go to the next level. He will find him. What is he doing anyway? I'll ring him right now, get him on the line, because this is getting ugly. That was like a full sentence that Walter says. That starts at like 21:16 in that video. You can hear him say that. It's pretty funny. Then they say this needs to go to FB. So I'm assuming that means FBI. So the spirits are saying that this needs to be elevated. It needs to go to a higher authority is basically what they're saying. Yeah, like a Smith and Weston. I'm sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. I'm trying to read. I'll pop back over in 1 second. And then it says, here they say, right here, they talk about the toilet. That they flush something down the toilet. Let me go back to it. So what I'm catching spirit doing is one spirit will say, they flushed it down the toilet. Then another spirit says all the memories. And then another spirit comes in and says of their lives. So it's almost like each spirit, they're all working together to complete a sentence is what they're doing. But it's different voices, but they're making one sentence. So let me show you where it says they talk about the toilet. So I can't tell if they're saying that they flushed evidence down the toilet or if they flushed their dreams down the toilet doing this. So let me see if I can find it right here. Okay. Just listen if you hear the toilet. Hear that? They talk about the toilet, right? I hear they flushed it, the toilet, and then they say their lives. They flushed it, the memories of their lives. Their memories. So I feel like I couldn't tell if they said they flushed evidence down the toilet or if they're saying they flushed their memory and their lives down the toilet. So, and then Spirit says at 22:48, all of their memories, their lives, it's a syndrome. There is blood, though. There is blood on the wall and some on the floor. Here's where they say, it's at 23:01, they say they have blood on the wall. It's real quiet. This speaker sucks on these computers. Let me turn it up. So I hear there is blood on the wall.
Your walls.
10 a.m.
10 a.m.
The toilet.
Okay, Virgo things, thank you. Okay.
Deliveries of
Yeah, I agree, Brooke. We need people from every wall of life to be able to have mental health care. I agree. He was sleeping in the garage, so he didn't have to go through the front door,
Your walls.
just the garage door. Wow. Okay. That makes sense. Bye, Virgo things. Love you, honey. Thank you for stopping by. So that's where I hear Spirit say there's some blood on the walls. Spirit also mentions that there is, let me see, let me go back down here. Let's see. Where else did I hear? Okay, so this is a nightmare. It's gone on long enough. And then they talk about, let me find my place again. Give me 1 second. They keep saying that this is a disaster, that it's a nightmare, that this case is going to go on and on because the spirits keep saying, repeating this, it's a nightmare. This is a disaster. That is something that they keep repeating over and over again. Here they say they have blood on the wall, some blood on the floor, but they cleaned it up. Okay? Then they say, what is to become of all of that cash? It's immediate. They moved it. They were both in the wrong. Like they were both giving away prizes, like a lot. Maybe nobody was looking. So I'm questioning that. Are they spending money that's out of the donations or something? Because that was weird to me. I do feel like there's going to be some type of conflict with the donation money. Something's going to come up with it. They talk about the camera. Then they say that there's a global shift, or there's going to be a global shift in this case due to the vehicle. They said to get them to communicate with the 911 call, something about the vehicle through the week. They had a smartphone. When you call it, Spirit says it's instant. Then they said, now, I don't know if this is true or not, and I did talk to Brooke and Aggie and Susie Q about this, and I got their opinion, because I really wasn't sure if I should say it or not, because it's just so graphic, all right? But again, this is alleged, okay? I don't know if this is true or not, because spirits can say anything, guys, all right? But Spirit did mention that cement was mixed and poured somewhere. Okay, it's on this spirit box session. If you listen in slow motion, you will hear it yourself, where they poured cement. And Susie Q mentioned that it's that whole cement thing can cut down like the smell, and that this may have been somehow planned or something. I'm not. Allegedly, okay? We're just speculating here. This does not mean that what I'm saying is factual or true, okay? But Spirit said that they mixed the cement and they poured it somewhere, okay? You can listen to this later and hear where they poured it. Then they said this. They all know it, the doctor and the doctor's office. They took it to St. Mark's, the knife. So then they talk about her studio. She has a studio. Prints were sent. Prints were found. 2 sets of prints. We're both still waiting on these prints. Her physician. So I don't know if that's like, did she have a doctor there? Or is doctor's prints on something? Or is there actual fingerprints that are going to be found in her studio or in that office somehow? Then they talk about motorcycle gang members are pissed off at them. It's over, or was over, Seth not being Christian, or all of them are questioning Catholic or Christianity or something. It says he follows them like a pack of sheep made of. They don't follow. This is my spirits talking. I'm just reading to you what the Spirit said. Spirit says they don't follow the word of the Lord. They don't, because see what they did, see what happened. So that kind of freaked me out, where they're saying it. Something about the motorcycle gang, the gang members, they're pissed off at them. It was over. Something that was said, something about being a Christian, something about, oh, well, he's Catholic. I don't know who the hell the spirits are talking about, but they're like, you can hear the spirits kind of talking back and forth to each other. And then my thing just died. Oops. So I'll just tell you what the rest of it said. And then we'll do the tarot reading. So they were saying that somebody said something to piss somebody off with that whole motorcycle thing. And that Spirit says they don't follow the word of the Lord, because see, look what they did. Look what has happened. And then the Spirit says it's a nightmare. They also mention things about when Sebastian was sexually assaulted. I don't want to go into it, but if you want to break it down yourself, it is on that video that I was just showing you on my channel. It is an hour long, and I do apologize for that. I know that's, that it's long, but what I just wanted to do was take my voice completely out of it so you guys can hear Spirit talk, right? Without me, without my voice in the background, because I feel like my voice is annoying to you guys. So I'm having really bad feelings that they did not want Seth to have custody because of the benefits for him. Oh, wow. Really? Is that, they do keep mentioning the money too. Money has been an ongoing thing that our spirit box sessions have repeated over and over again. Oh, and the spirit box session, I listened to another part for, I know I have ADD and I jump around, but I'll jump out and then I'm going to jump right back in. I had a spirit box session last night with Susan Morphew, and I was trying to get them to tell me, where did the actual crime take place for Susan Morphew. I can't show it to you because my laptop just died. But I'm going to be updating another spirit box session where Spirit says about Susan Morphew that it happened at the house. Spirit said that she was set up at the house, that she was drugged at the house, that it all went down at the house. And Spirit said that there was evidence found at the house of him drugging her, or allegedly him drugging her, and that she was set up and that there's more people involved. So I did get Spirit to tell me that about Suzanne. I was trying to get them to tell me about why is there all this, weird DNA coming up, like unidentified DNA in Susan Morphew's case. And Spirit keeps saying it's a setup. It was a setup. It's a setup. It's a setup. So I got that repeated over and over and over again about being a setup. So I wanted to put that out. I will have another spirit box for Susan Morphew coming up soon. And that she was not happy in her marriage. They've repeated that over and over again as well. So I might need to move you guys up here so you can see better. So you can see the cards, okay? So we're going to go for a little ride. Hold on tight, guys. Don't hang up on me. Hold on tight to me. Okay, there we go. Yay! I didn't lose any of you. Okay. I'm going to make sure that you guys can see the cards. Okay. I love this little St. Michael candle. I love St. Michael. Okay. All right. So, let's pull. So for Sebastian Rogers, my question is going to be, what, Brooke and Susie Q? My question should be about, everybody's kind of not feeling the pants. Like, it seems like everybody kind of feels like the pants are not Sebastian's, right? Is that kind of what I'm feeling? Yeah, allegedly. Allegedly. I can never say that word. Allegedly. Allegedly. Please don't sue me, Chris Proudfoot. I have nothing for you to sue me with. All right, so everybody's feeling that the pants are not Sebastian Rogers. So I really shouldn't have to pull tarot cards on that. But what do you want me to ask Spirit for Sebastian Rogers? So somebody mentioned something about shoes. What's up with the shoes? Oh, look, there's little hearts. I just saw a heart. Oh, thank you guys. That's so cute. There's little hearts on the side. I never noticed that before. I just saw one float by. Well, thanks guys. That's so cool. So what should my question be? It's like, what's going on with the case? Something was mentioned about his gray sneakers. Something about BJ's was mentioned. I've got a couple of messages where people have asked me to ask the cards this, but now that I have all of you here, what do you think my question should be for Spirit? Just what's going on with Sebastian's case, or how about I ask two questions? Where can we find Sebastian, and who's responsible for his disappearance? Want me to ask Spirit that? Alive or past? You want me to ask that? Okay. Okay. All right. So if I get cards that say that he has passed, okay, just remember that that's alleged, and that everything here is, what's the word? My spiritual opinion only, okay? So I'm going to pull a couple of zodiac cards and see if we get anything that matches death, to see if he's living or past, okay? Hey, hon, are you upstairs? Can you let Daisy out? All right, so this is the zodiac deck I'm going to use. Hey, Rachel, it's good to see you, sweetheart. Yes, entertainment only, that's the word. Can you let her out? I think she has to go to the bathroom. So cards that represent death for the zodiac would be Pluto and Capricorn. Mars can mean murder. Pisces can mean drowning. Mars can mean drowning as well. Jupiter can mean drowning as well. You wouldn't think Jupiter has to do with drowning, but it does. I'll actually show you. In Kirsty's book, there's a note that I wanted to look at too, because I just noticed this. That I forgot to mention to you guys this about Jupiter showing up on his chart. For Sebastian, I can't show you the chart now because my stupid laptop died. But Jupiter was square Mars, and it was also square Venus. And those were the two planets that were ruling and open, kind of looking like open enemies to Sebastian. And they were square Jupiter. So that's like big mad, right? A lot of anger, over the top, something really pushed over the edge. There was another thing on his chart that was alarming to me that I forgot to mention as well, is Chiron was in Aries. So that is somebody's ego, boundaries being pushed. So, you know, Chiron is also the wounded healer, okay? And Aries rules the head. It's the ram, okay? The horns, bumping heads. Think of the two rams, just headbutting each other, right? So this is this was at midnight. This was some of the things I forgot to mention on his chart, and I was going to go over it with you. So Chiron was in Aries, so that's ego, boundaries being pushed. Something was pushed over the edge at midnight. And if you remember, midnight is when Katie said she heard something. She heard a bang or a thud, right? The other thing that I noticed on the chart was Black Moon Lilith. And I forgot to mention that as well. It was in the 10th house. The 10th house rules like structure, discipline, telling somebody no, right? Or like, because Saturn is kind of like our father figure. He rules father time, and he is restriction. And on a chart, I mean, it can be physical harm to your body. He rules the physical body, the skeletal system. So Black Moon Lilith, who is a secret enemy as well to our victim, was in the house of discipline, okay? Where discipline gets out of control. That's in the 10th house, Black Moon Lilith, which means like military, our government, the police force, and it's like extreme, I would say extreme, how am I trying to be polite here? Force, right? Extreme authority. I am an authority to you. And so being pushed over the edge with Jupiter as well. So, and another thing about Jupiter I wanted to tell you is in Kirsty's book, sorry, her cover fell off, so it's all backwards. We're here, and then we'll do the tarot readings. But I just wanted to show you guys this. You wouldn't think that Jupiter, because you would think Neptune, Pisces, drowning, right? Or the moon. The moon, or Cancer, that's like drowning in the ocean, right? But here, she says in her book, this is Kirsty's book, guys, Criminal Astrology, okay? Injuries related to Jupiter and Sagittarius, Pisces, and Neptune. Drowning can be represented by Jupiter or Sagittarius or Pisces. You would think that a water sign would be needed, but that is not the case all of the time. Sometimes we can drown when our lungs fill with blood or our own blood, and this is Jupiter. Drowning in the ocean is somewhat different. Ribs, veins, and arteries, blood, left ear, and the liver is important. The hips, the thighs, and the sciatic nerves. Pisces is the feet. The person who Jupiter represents may have liver problems, drinks too much, or takes drugs. It covers also other areas. Religious people are represented by Jupiter, and sometimes, especially with Neptune or Pisces involved, it means a religious zealot, right? Or somebody who thinks that they're better than you, right? So, sorry, I try to get it so you guys can see the words too. I don't mean to. A religious zealot who is on a mission to hurt somebody in the name of God. Usually you would see a lot of ninth house activity, and possibly Neptune in the ninth are conjunct the MC, the 10th house. Some weapons that may be used are crossbows. Bleeding out from an injury is Jupiter area as well. Poisoning and drugs, overdoses. So I wanted to show you before my laptop died that Neptune was in the 7th house when he was at the restaurant. And, you know, that can mean that somebody's given something to make them, okay, allegedly, okay. Neptune in the 9th, crossbow, bleeding out from injury, or Jupiter. Poisoning and drug overdose are represented by Pisces as well. Alcohol could be a factor. Neptune shows poisoning the lymph nodes and glands, drugs and alcohol. Jupiter in Sagittarius show a bow and an arrow as a weapon, compound bows, things like that, including, you know, hunting, because Jupiter is a hunter. So I just wanted to tell you, you know, there is a lot of Jupiter in his chart. There is a lot of square to Jupiter. But when they were at the restaurant, there could be a secret enemy, but there also could be medication, some type of medication involved. I'll break down that restaurant chart a little bit later, but I wanted to kind of show it to you guys. Okay, right now I want to ask the cards is if he has passed or not. If he has passed or not. So yeah, Jupiter can mean drowning too. So, and Pisces and Neptune, these are all planets that represent the water. And he does have a lot of water in his chart. Also Aquarius. So, right here, the question was, is he living? I have anger, which is fire. If I was doing a love reading, I would say passion and desires, but I'm not doing a love reading. I'm asking if he's living. And Mars is rage and anger, and I'm sorry, Mars is the bloody planet, and Mars represents the two rams bumping into each other's head. It rules Aries, and that rules murder. I'm sorry. So as far as Sebastian being alive, I truly doubt it. Hey, Brennan. Hi, son. Hi. You have to go upstairs and wake her up. I'm sorry. How was work? Daisy, don't jump on him. Sorry, my son's here to pick up my daughter for the weekend. How was work, hon?
Good.
Good. Okay. Is Sebastian living? Is Sebastian living? Can you guys see me shuffle? I know you guys get upset if I don't show you the cards. Is Sebastian living? Is Sebastian living? Spirit, is Sebastian living? Taurus, this is a possession, and this can be money. Venus, Cancer. That's Neptune can be drugs and drowning. Venus can represent a mother. It can also represent balance and possessions, how you care for someone. And Cancer rules motherhood. It rules family, being involved somehow. Allegedly, not fact, just alleged. Possible Cancer, possible mother figure involved, or a female figure that could represent motherhood, our family. Venus also represents motherhood, fertility, and family. A lot of you guys don't know that, but if you want to know if you can have children, you want to look for Venus. Venus in the 5th house means that you'll be fertile. Jupiter in the 5th house, it means lots of babies, lots of children. So those are planets that, you know, I didn't realize rule fertility, because you would always think like Cancer rules fertility, but it's actually Venus. Venus is fertility. I just really started trying to learn about fertility and astrology here recently. It's very interesting. So, yeah, Venus can also be a mother. Allegedly, a mother. So, or a mother figure, or some type of family member. Is Sebastian? Where is Sebastian? Let me just ask that. Where is Sebastian? Where is Sebastian? And Taurus is looking at him like value, like a piece of property or a possession of some sort. Where is Sebastian? Where is Sebastian? Where is Sebastian? Sorry, I'm not looking at the chat. I'm just trying to... I got my eyes closed. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so Jupiter. Jupiter does rule teenagers. Jupiter does rule drowning, just like Neptune also rules drugs and drowning, secrets and lies. Jupiter also rules an authority figure and a husband and a teenager. Like, I can't make this stuff up. Like, Jupiter is your husband. Jupiter is an authority. He rules, like, truth and justice and freedom, right? Your freedom. Bottom of the deck, I have Saturn. That's another restriction, and that's another father figure. Moon, Capricorn, and Sun at the bottom of the deck. Including Pluto at the bottom of the deck. Including Uranus at the bottom. Oh my gosh, I could keep going. Like the tragic event, unexpected event, tragedy is Uranus. Pluto is a death, and that our victim is under severe stress, and that there might have been conflict at the home. Pluto was in the 4th house on the chart for a few hours. Like I remember looking at a couple of times on the chart, and Pluto just hanging out in the 4th house like that. Same thing with Summer Wells' astrology. She had Pluto in the 4th house. That means there's a lot of pressure building in that home. Pressure is building, right? And Pluto is your meat grinder. He's the guy that puts you through hell, but you usually come out, you know, he, not in crime, but on like your natal chart, Pluto is the meat grinder. He puts you through hell, but you know, it's usually you come out shining on the other end. He's death and rebirth. He's about transition. But on a crime chart, you know, he is pressure building, and it was in the 4th house. That's the home. So Sun is also an authority figure, military. Saturn is the physical body, the skeleton system, and it is also an authority. And the moon is a mother figure. Capricorn is also a father figure, and Uranus is a tragedy. Like we got all the players here. All the players that were playing in his chart as well. Venus and Mars was on his chart as an open enemy to him when we did the astrology. So was the moon, Cancer. So I got really distracted and really focused on the moon because on that astrology chart for Sebastian, it was a huge kite that flew into the moon. And I couldn't get my ADD brain to not look at it. Like, it was just huge to me. It was like literally like God's finger pointing at the moon, which is family, okay? Like, and that's for days. That's on the 24th, that's on the 25th, that's on the 26th, that's on the 27th. That kite formation hung out, pointing at the moon, like, for days, okay? Oh, goodness gracious. All right. So we'll pull some regular tarot as well and see what we get. And some oracle cards. Okay, I'm looking at the chat now. I'm sorry, guys. Lilith. Yeah. Lilith. Disciplinarian, out of control. Yes. Yeah. And Lilith is also a secret enemy. And it was showing up, I believe, what, in the 10th house did I say Black Moon Lilith was? So yeah, that's an authority. Like pushing, like, dominance. Some type of dominance. Restriction and authority. A secret enemy that was pushing authority. That's how I would look at that. Hey, RJ, it's good to see you, sweetie. Aggravated, yes. Water, yep, and that's emotions. And that also can mean water is ruled by the moon and Cancer. So, yeah. Okay, the next question we're going to ask is who is involved and what does the case look like right now? So we'll ask Spirit that. So who is involved and what is happening with the case right now? Spirit, let us know. Blocked. Given no access, no updates, out of the loop. So I feel like one of us, somebody might be getting blocked, or we aren't getting access to everything that law enforcement. I'm not sure yet. Let me sit on this for a second. I feel like that has to do with law enforcement. Like they're gonna block us out. Or maybe I'm gonna get blocked out. I'm telling you, YouTube is like really getting strict with me. Pretty much so a lot of the videos I've had to delete is because they put a copyright strike on me. So I gotta be real careful. Or maybe it's me getting blocked, I don't know. Okay, so we got evidence. Somebody is nosy, evidence, and legal issues. Bad contracts. Bad contracts, evidence. Someone is nosy, all up in your business, asking too many questions, wanting every single detail, and blocked for oracle cards. So, what are you guys feeling with these cards? That's interesting, right? We got evidence, legal. I have a feeling when Chris Proudfoot said that he has, I can't remember the word that he used, but I think he said, I have tons of terabytes saved of people saying bad things about him. Like, I have, you know how like that Kelly Rodney case, one of the YouTubers got taken to court and was sued? I have a feeling Chris Proudfoot has no problem taking people to court. So I could look at this a couple of ways. That this case is going to turn into big drama. I feel that. Maybe Chris plans on taking people to court. I'm hoping that this is evidence that law enforcement has, but it could be that, you know, when Chris Proudfoot said that he had saved terabytes of people saying bad things about him, it makes me wonder if that's what that's about. What do you guys think? Do you feel that? I mean, that's kind of what I'm feeling. I don't know. Let me sit on this. I'm going to pull tarot as well. Let's see what other cards that we get. What is going on with Sebastian Rogers' case right now? Someone's putting on a brave poker face. And wow, okay, this is communication and this is electronics. This is like YouTube, like digital things. I just was talking about terabytes. That's the third house. That's Gemini. How one processes knowledge, rules, communication, one's generosity, and social life. So for me, this is like social media. This is ruled by Mercury. Not showing emotion, unable to read, revealing no hint of thoughts or feelings. So somebody's playing it really cool and really smart. I feel like Seth has a hard time controlling his emotions when he talks to, has these, I feel like Seth has a hard time talking to the public. Chris Proudfoot is confident, and I feel like, and he's trying to finesse, and he's trying to do like cleanup, you know, finessing, confident, but I also got distorted masculine. Abuse of power, force and domination, fear of weakness, competition, driven, inability to praise another person. So these two dads, I feel like their just relationship is just really just uncomfortable and unstable. And I understand there's like that masculine energy that you have between a stepdad and a dad, but I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. And now it's even worse. You know what I mean? I don't think it was really ever all that good. I feel like Chris Proudfoot is trying to finesse us to a bit, and he is very confident, and it is confusing about, you know, who's responsible. As far as the astrology is concerned, you know, it does look like two primary caregivers are responsible. I'm not going to say which ones. I'm just saying that, you know, I do have a enemy that's in the neighborhood as far as the astrology is concerned, as an open enemy as well, that there's secret communication in as well, hidden from law enforcement, and that, you know, we have a male and a female that could possibly be parental figures involved in this kid's disappearance. But that's just astrology. That does not mean that it's fact. I'm just saying that's what the astrology is saying. So it doesn't look good as far as that. But that's just astrology. It doesn't mean that it's fact. But and the cards are kind of backing up what the astrology is saying too. So this is an abuse of power, challenging authority, inflexible, tendency to go to extremes, lack of discretion, mismanagement, prejudices, and unjust. So this is the big guy. This is the emperor. And this is the energy that I feel that Chris Proudfoot presents to social media, that he is the king, he is the emperor. It's coming out in reverse. So that's not good. Okay, that's someone that is abusing their power. Abuse of power, basically. An authority figure. It's coming across as an authority figure. Who is responsible? Okay. So I have toxicity here. I have, you know, a release of bondage of some degree, overcoming evil. I do feel like we're seeing this card and this card kind of came out together. So we're seeing an authority figure that's toxic, and maybe we're exposing this. So we're releasing, we're seeing the devil in the details. That's how these two, that's not what this card usually means, but how I'm feeling with this is the public is seeing the devil in the details with an authority figure in Sebastian's life. I do feel like we are going to get some type of completion here with the World card. It's a yes card. It's a positive outcome card. That we will get some type of wish fulfillment with Sebastian's case. There will be some little bit of success. Spirit is telling me that it's going to be little. It's going to be little. It won't be a big success, but there will be some type of something that gives us some hope. And it might have to do with travel. Maybe it has to do with that picture. I don't know. Not really sure about that. But I feel like we're going to get a little bit of a break in something soon. What do you guys feel with the cards so far? Are you guys feeling the cards? He has clearly shown his, that behavior, Susie Q. He has the worst case of Susie Q. Like Summer's case, allegedly. Yes, allegedly. Very good, Rachel. I agree with you, Susie Q. It's not good. And I'm not picking on Chris. I really don't want to pick on Chris Proudfoot. I can understand dealing with social media and the public is difficult. But you don't have to be a jerk. There's no reason for it. People are confused because he has not been clear about the CPS reports, right? He's not clear on his kid is missing. And, you know, they give you paperwork. I could probably pull up my own paperwork. Like I told you guys, my husband has brain damage and I was very sick. We had CPS called on us and we had paperwork and they gave us a checklist. Like they don't mess around, but I had a very positive experience with CPS. They were helpful to us. They helped our family. They gave us support. They gave us, you know, assistance and got us into therapy and group. We had to do group therapy, family therapy, because we were dealing with a lot. And we got through it, right? But they don't mess around. Like CPS is no joke. If they make you separate or if one of the parents has to leave, you have to follow their instructions. So it does make me wonder if Chris Proudfoot, is that why he stayed away for, you know, since early February? Why was he out of the home? He can't give us dates. He can't give us specifics about CPS. You know, maybe I'll look for my paperwork and I'll show it to you guys. I don't care. I got nothing to hide. I'm not perfect. I've never come on YouTube claiming to be perfect. We're very dysfunctional. We still are. We're not perfect. But, you know, I kind of have an idea of how CPS works. I know firsthand how they work. And they're not that much, they're not a nightmare. A lot of people want to make them sound out like they're this horrible entity that comes in and destroys your life. I mean, if you're doing some shady shit, yeah, they'll mess with you can lose your kids. But if you're willing to work with them and, you know, realize that they're there to help you and to help your kid, my son did kind of the same thing Sebastian did. My son went to school and he was like, my dad, because my husband had brain damage and he couldn't remember our names. So my son went to school and he said something like, my dad doesn't even know my name. And my mom, she's dying or something. He said something along those lines. I can't remember. But the school was like, what? Like, what the hell's going on over there? So, you know, did I make my son feel like shit for telling the teacher, like, my dad doesn't know my name? Like, no, I never, you know, they came to our house. They talked to my son for an hour in the back bedroom. And that's what they do. When when CPS first shows up, they immediately come in and they're like, we need to talk to the child. They separate wife, husband. There's two people and we had a police officer come. I had to sit out on the couch with the police officer while they talked to my son in the other room for an hour. You know, but Chris Proudfoot wants to make Sebastian feel like shit for telling the teacher. I never would do that to my son. Like, if you feel unsafe or you're confused, like, it's absolutely fine to tell a teacher that you feel unsafe and that you're scared. That's what they're there for, right? So Chris made Sebastian feel like crap about telling a teacher that he was in fear. That's my first red flag, because I know what it's like to have your kid go to school and say something weird to a teacher. You know, thankfully we didn't get in trouble, but he was hitting Sebastian with a belt. I do think it's abusive. And it's not me being woke. That's not what it is. I'm saying he is autistic. There is no reason for you to hit that kid with a belt. Period. No reason at all. And if Sebastian felt threatened or if he felt in fear in his house, Chris should respect that. And it shouldn't be like, ha ha ha, he made a false report. No, he didn't make a false report, because all of us are seeing the red flags and want to call CPS and tell law enforcement, like, hey, something's wrong over there. Like, you don't hear the red flags? I hear major red flags. Like, he's scary. He is absolutely terrifying, and I can only imagine how he is. He's belittling, he's degrading when he talks to people. So I don't like Chris Proudfoot, and that's my own opinion. Does that mean that he killed his stepson? No, of course not. Absolutely not. But I don't think that he would be a step parent that I would want around my kid. Not at all. What do you guys think? I mean, hey, Missy. Yeah, allegedly. No. Allegedly, for this, I don't like Chris Proudfoot. Hold on one second. Kaden. I love you. Give me a hug. Okay, sorry. My daughter's going to her big brother's house for the weekend. Okay, so I will say I don't like Chris Proudfoot. I don't like him. I don't have to say allegedly on that. That's my own opinion. I don't like him. Do I think that he's handling the public in the best way that he can? No, I think that he could really change his persona if he just comes out and says, hey, look, I get it. I'm not going to make everybody happy, but it's about finding Sebastian. But he doesn't do that. He's degrading and he's belittling and he's aggressive and abrasive. And that's why the public doesn't like him. And trying to portray himself as this perfect parent is where he's going wrong. I'm not a perfect parent either. I don't think any of us can come forward and say we're the perfect parents. We do everything right all the time. That ship has sailed for him. Like, he just needs to come up and just say, okay, maybe we didn't handle that properly with Sebastian. And there's no reason to hit an autistic kid with a belt. I don't care if they're misbehaving or crossing boundaries or not. But that's just my own opinion. Does that, just because I don't like him, does that mean that I think that he killed his stepson? Absolutely not. Just because I think he's abrasive and abusive and a bully, does that mean that he killed his stepson? Absolutely not. I don't think that. The astrology seems to think that he possibly did, or that's something, a male figure and a female could possibly be involved. But does that mean that it's them? I'm not going to say that. Allegedly. According to the Dalcine and on the neighbor, Katie Proudfoot was only gone for 10 minutes when she was searching for him that morning, allegedly. So then, I'm working on that, but according to the mapping, could be the Red River area. Yes, Kirsty came up with that as well. When I did the 911 chart, I had lines going out to that river as well. The midnight chart has lines going all through Drake Creek. So I showed you guys that map I showed you guys that map last month, Drake's Creek. And I showed you guys a couple of locations down by the moon. That area they were searching, like, where on the Cumberland River there. So, I mean, I do believe in the maps. I do believe he's going to be somewhere on those maps. Probably not far out. Maybe 2 miles out, 2.6. Something along those lines. Who's responsible for Sebastian going missing? Who is responsible for Sebastian going missing, Spirit? Who is responsible for Sebastian going missing? Who is responsible for Sebastian going missing? Someone took action against him. Someone was motivated. This is ruled by fire signs, so that is action. Swift action as well. Also can mean that this is a challenging time, but they will overcome it. Lies being spread, lack of wisdom, chaos, destruction, anarchy. So that's what's happening with this case. We don't like the actions that we are seeing with this case from these parents because it's causing technology. This is like technology. This is words. The sword suite is internet. Words traveling through electricity, right? That's texting, messages, YouTube. He doesn't look good. He looks horrible in the public's eye. And I don't know how he's going to change that. I don't know how Chris Proudfoot is going to change that. And it can mean that somebody's lying. That there's just a flat out lie. That there's a lie here. That there's a mistruth. That there was somebody unbalanced. Somebody was being stingy. Someone was being unequal, meaning they're being unfair. This is like, you know, the scales of justice, but it's not the justice card, but it's balance. Somebody was unbalanced. This is about poor management of money, that there is some type of financial hardship, that somebody is going to be stingy. And I'm thinking that we are going to hear something about these accounts soon with money. I do think I would not be surprised if the Proudfoots come out trying to do something legally with either one of the money accounts. Maybe they're going to try to block somebody from getting money. I mean, because the third house is, you know, that, to me, that just reminds me of like setting up like a GoFundMe or something like that. Like people donating money over the internet. Transferring funds with electrical devices, because that's all Gemini. Communication. I do feel like we might have a lawsuit with Sebastian Rogers. I do. It would not surprise me at all if it's going to be with a YouTuber or something like that, or with the GoFundMe with Seth. Maybe they're going to try to block Seth out of it or something. There's going to be mismanagement of finances, or that there was mismanagement of finances when Sebastian went missing. Or there's just this money element to it. Bottom of the deck. So bottom of the deck is somebody's in a mental prison. Someone feels trapped. Someone feels bound. I mean, this could actually be Sebastian, you know, blindfolded and bound. Oops. Did I lose you guys? I think my thing just froze. Are you guys still here? Oh, you're still here? Okay, good. I thought I lost you. Okay, good. Okay. So this could be actually Sebastian bound. He's stuck somewhere. Interesting. I think you guys are stuck. I think I got a low battery. I think we were stuck. I'm gonna have to hurry it up because I think my battery's dying. I just saw an orb fly by, so I think it just like really froze my phone. Just saw a huge orb. And now my phone's acting crazy. Like whenever I see spirit, it always messes with my phone battery. So this makes me feel like someone is stuck somewhere, or that the Proudfoots feel stuck, bound, that they can't get out, they can't do anything that they used to do. Everybody's looking at them and they might feel like they themselves are in a prison as well. Interesting. And this is, you know, strength and character, you know, upright, it's kind, it's considerate, you know, strength, showing your love over hate, this card, but it came out in reverse. So brute. I think this is what I was talking about with Chris, that he would get farther being kind with the public instead of being a smart ass with the public and saying things like, what does CPS report have to do with years ago with Sebastian going missing with the cost of eggs in China or the cost of tea in China? It has everything to do with it, because if Sebastian felt threatened, or if Sebastian thought he was going to get in trouble again and he knew that CPS couldn't help him, I think we deserve to know about it. I really do. Your kid is missing. I think we have the right to look at your paperwork or show us your paperwork from CPS. I'm going to look for mine, and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. Because you'll see. Like, they give you a checklist. I'll have to look for it. Anyway, I think I'll do that, because it might actually show you guys, you know, what CPS is all about. Like, everybody thinks that CPS is evil. They're really not that evil. I really don't think that a CPS worker told Sebastian that he made a false report either. I think that's all bullshit. I don't believe that. And it would have been written in the report that that the social worker said Sebastian made a false report. Chris is saying that, you know, Sebastian got in trouble, and that's what it was all about, and he didn't like getting in trouble. Well, maybe, you know, Chris, that's our problem. He is scared that he's going to get in trouble again, so he ran away. You know, I think that the CPS report is important. I really do. And he wants to, like, downplay it like it doesn't mean anything. But obviously it does, because your kid is not here. Your kid is missing. Chris told Seth he might find Sebastian if he went to church. Like, if he prayed to God, he could find Sebastian. Did I hear correctly that Chris told someone to go to church? Or was it Seth? Seems somebody told someone to go to church, allegedly, so really strange. Now, did he mean it in like a way, like, start praying and then we'll find Sebastian? Or did they mean, like, go together as a family and then you'll find Sebastian? There's mistruth here. Child. See, and that's like, arrogance. Your ego. The sun is your ego, right? This is like a positive ego, vitality, your enthusiasm. You know, how the public would look at him as, like, being positive. And this is an innocent child as well. You'll see, like, the innocent child on the white horse. But it's coming out in reverse. So, you know, there's disorientation here. The public does not like him. The public doesn't like him. They just don't like him. And I don't know if he can ever win it back, guys. I'm being very serious. I don't know if the public will ever win it back. I want to show you guys the whole spread so you can see it. Evidence. Somebody is overconfident, distorted, masculine. Someone is blocked, legal issues, a straight poker face, the devil in the details. Someone who's abusing their authority, abusing their power. I do feel like we're going to get a little tiny win here, though, soon. Something's going to come. We're going to get a little bit of evidence popping out soon. I do feel like I am not going to be shocked. I mean this, guys, for real. I do think there's going to be a lawsuit with Proudfoots or something. And then I got these cards here. So this is the Truth and Justice card, and it's in reverse. This is money being unbalanced. This could be Sebastian, innocence lost, you know. And this is also self. Leo, the sun, ego. Arrogance. Somebody who is arrogant. Vain. Lack of character. Right? Someone who took action. What are you guys feeling about the cards? I mean, are you guys feeling the same as me? Just, I don't know. Did I hear... Sounds creepy that first time, but he tried to clear it up the other night and said he just meant he needed to go to church and pray. Okay, that's what I was kind of thinking, like go to church and pray. That, I mean, that makes sense. But see, it's the way that he's saying it. He's saying it in such a condescending way, guys. You know, oh, how we're going to find Sebastian is we need to go to church and pray. You know, he could approach it like, can we all go to, you know, maybe we could all like just go to church together, and I really want Sebastian to come home. I really miss Sebastian, and I'd like to for all of us to go to church, hold hands and pray together. You know, I know these fathers are always going to have tension between them. I don't see these fathers ever getting along. I really don't. But that was a moment where he could have said, let's go to church and pray and make it a very positive thing, right? Like, I need religious support right now. I need support from God because I miss Sebastian. I miss my stepson. I want him to come home. Let's all go to church and pray together. He could have said it like that. But he says it, oh, you need to do this. You need to go to church and blah, 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 blah. That is why the public doesn't like this man, right? I mean, do you guys see that as well? I mean, like, I don't know. Sun reversed, same gender attraction in some cases. Yeah, true. A civil suit for negligence is possibility for improper supervision resulting in disappearance. Oh, allegedly. Yes. Thank you for saying allegedly, Missy. I love you for that. That would be hard to prove. Yeah. Ace of Swords, reverse, crossing state lines in some cases. Yeah, because an air sign can mean... Yeah, I can kind of see that. I mean, it can mean anarchy and destruction, too. And the question was, what's going on with Sebastian's case right now, and who is responsible for him going missing? So with my question, I think there's anarchy here. There's anarchy in his case with this. And I always think of like, these are the lies being told, right? Because this is the truth and justice sword. And it splits people down the middle. So literally, if you look at it, like how I'm looking at it is like, here's Seth's side, here's the Proudfoot side. And it's probably going to be split 50-50 right down the middle at one point. Well, probably not 50-50, but it's separating. You know, just like we have the Wells supporters and then you have the non-Wells supporters. I have a feeling it's going to turn into the same thing as Summer Wells. You have the Proudfoot supporters and then you have Seth supporters. And truth and justice is in reverse. So it turns into anarchy and destruction, making wrong decisions, a lack of wisdom, you know? Possibility. Stabbing as well. Yes, and surgery, stabbings, yep. Yeah. I do. I feel like I can see Chris Proudfoot suing the hell out of somebody. Kind of like how the Kelly Rodney case went, like how one of the YouTubers got sued. I would not be surprised, because when he said that, I have thousands of hours of terabytes saved of all these people saying bad things about me. Dude, instead of worrying about what people are saying about you, go out and search for your son. Like, who cares what people are saying about you? People don't like you, so get over it. Like, you know, you had your chance to win the public over and you failed terribly. He failed terribly, and I'm sorry that he did. He failed terribly. So just because people don't like you, you sit there and record them, that's just so weird to me, right? I mean, who does that? That's right. I want to just focus on Sebastian as well. But Chris makes it hard. He makes it hard for us not to just look at him with a side eye, like, what the hell, dude? Like, him putting us in our place, and when Chris wants to make something crystal clear with all of us, the only thing that comes in crystal clear is that he's a bully. And this is him trying to get the public to help him. He's a bully. I can only imagine what that was like for Sebastian, dealing with that all the time. Yeah, and I have the T-Rex arms. I have it too. I do it too. I don't know. I mean, Chris just needs to not worry about what people say about him and just go out and search for his son. His stepson. That's what he needs to do. And not focus on what Seth is saying. Just, I don't think that they're going to be able to change the public opinion. I really don't. I mean, just with this overall feeling with the cards, I do feel like we're going to have, I feel like with these cards, we're trying to tell me with evidence and legal issues is like, he's keeping track. Or it could be that we're going to find some evidence soon with the World card as well coming. But I don't know, just the feeling I have for these cards is like someone is a distorted masculine who's overconfident, right? Poker face. I feel like he's snooping on people, like he's spying on people, which is weird to me. Just go out and search for your son. Go look for your son and don't worry about it. I just don't think he's going to be able to put the fire out that he has started on YouTube. And I do feel like it's a fire. I really do. But everybody just needs to stay focused on Sebastian regardless. We just need to keep praying for Sebastian. This is someone who's a control freak. This is, this is a positive emperor, but this came out in reverse. And Aries is anger. He's angry. Definitely angry. So yeah, it's interesting, right? Very interesting. And the devil in the details. So it doesn't look good, guys. I do feel like there is going to be something about he's talking to a lawyer, or there's going to be some legal issues with this case. That's really sad. Yeah. He's an Aries too. Oh, wow. Oh, yeah, that's right. He is an Aries. I remember you sent me that chart. And I always think like maybe your RSO is the secret enemy that shows up on the chart. And that there's secret communication as well. A secret enemy, secret communication in the astrology. Exactly. Just find Sebastian, please. I don't know. I just don't know. It's just, they don't like feeling trapped. And I do feel like they feel like they're now, that they've imprisoned themselves somehow because the public doesn't like them. But oh wells, I mean, what do you expect? They can't finesse their way out of this one. There's no way that they can finesse their way out. He's trying, but he's not going to be able to finesse his way out. People see him as a liar. Allegedly. Allegedly. Not fact, just my spiritual opinion. Angry little feller, yep. Yeah, so with Missy, with her astrological suspect, I think of that too. Like, could that be the secret enemy, right? And that there's secret communication. But I mean, they are like, that both parents showed up in a male and a female that could be a male and a female that are involved in Sebastian's life every day. Okay, I'm trying to really tiptoe around this, guys, because I don't want to be sued. So in the astrology, when you pull the asteroids, there's an asteroid named Christopher, and there's an asteroid named Katie. And they both show up hanging around the house of death a few times on the charts. That's not good either. That doesn't mean that they did anything. That's just astrology. It doesn't mean that it's fact, but it's just, they're really in awkward positions in the astrology. They really are. They really don't look good in the astrology. A male and a female on the astrology that are involved in Sebastian's life every day, that could be a parental figure. The planets that are ruling that are in really bad positions too. Allegedly. Yes, caregivers. Yes. Are you serious, Missy? Isn't Black Moon Lilith considered a secret enemy? Right? And see, the chart at midnight, I took my notes, but my laptop died. But the chart that I pulled on midnight, I just looked back at my notes. I had Black Moon Lilith in the 10th house, which means like, military, government, structure, and, force. Chiron is in Aries. That's ego, boundaries, pushing someone's boundaries, pushing someone's buttons and pushing someone over the edge. Jupiter was square Mars, which is ruling the open enemy. Jupiter was square Venus, right? Jupiter had a lot going on the charts. At the restaurant, Jupiter has stuff going on. Neptune has stuff going on at the restaurant where that could be a secret enemy. That could be medication given at the restaurant. The restaurant chart looks just as ominous as the midnight chart. The restaurant chart looks just as ominous as the 6:20 a.m. chart. Like, all day on the 25th, it looks terrible. It looks terrible. Even the morning that the moon wakes up at 7 a.m., I looked at it yesterday. I looked at some of the Sabian symbols for the moon. It had at 7 a.m., the moon, which can represent, family, a motherhood, a caregiver that could be maternal, okay, showed that, she showed up at a degree where at a Sabian symbol that she blew her top, a volcano erupting. And once the volcano erupted, you can't go back. It's like you can't put the liquid hot lava back in like the lid has blown and you can't put the lid back on. That's kind of what the Sabian symbol said. So, I mean, the charts look ominous. They really do for Sebastian. And it's terrible. Even his natal chart is absolutely heartbreaking. In the horror rate, Kate and Chris are allegedly conjunct Sebastian. Yep, I'll send it to you. Okay. RJ, the entertainment purposes only, but those who know, hear, and see the truth. I'm trying to be so careful. And honestly, I really don't want Chris and Katie to be guilty. I really don't. I don't want the parents to be guilty. I don't want Seth to be guilty. I don't want Katie to be guilty. I don't want Chris to be guilty. I don't want the neighbors to be guilty. Same with Summer Wells' case. I don't want the parents to be guilty. I don't want the neighbors to be involved. You know, I want everyone to be innocent. I just want it to be like a freak accident, because now we've gotten to know everybody, you know, and like you don't, you just pray and hope that it's not nefarious, but it just looks nefarious, you know? Like, you hope and pray that it's not nefarious, but every time I look at the astrology, it just looks nefarious. It's just awful, you know? Like, oh, it's terrible. Spirits say studio. Do they have an apartment somewhere, possibly? Interesting. The way that Spirit said that, they said studio, like, in her office. And they said in the studio, they found 2 sets of prints, and it says they were sent off. Something about St. Mark's. I don't know if there's like a St. Mark's hospital. Also, they mentioned a Christian school and a church as well. I couldn't finish reading that. Let me see if I can go back to it here and find it. I'll finish reading what the Spirit said with this phone, with this old phone. So if you guys go to this video, I put all these timestamps in and you can hear it. And I'm not even done. So they said that there's going to be a global shift in this case due to something's going to come up with one of their vehicles about them communicating with 911 through the week. Okay, here's the chart. Hold on. Is this at the restaurant? Oh no, this is, what time is this? This is at 12:40 p.m. And this is Sebastian over top of, is this the 911 chart? I sent you the chart. I also sent you some private recordings. Okay. Regarding, oh, okay. That was the Haraway question. Okay. And what was your question again when you asked? What was the question to the universe, Missy? 3 St. Mark's churches in Nashville area. Really? Okay. Interesting. Spirit mentions St. Mark's. Oh, where's Sebastian? Okay. So, the womb and in the tomb. Looks like he's near water. And unfortunately, wait, hold on. Oh, God. So, here, the 4th house is in the womb and in the tomb. And her question to the universe was, where is Sebastian? And at the end of the matter is the 4th house, guys. And we have 2 names here in asteroids. I think you can see them if I focus my phone. The names. And in the womb and in the tomb, here, 4th house, Jupiter. That's something over the top. We have Sebastian in the womb and in the tomb. And Uranus, unexpected event. And that can be injuries to some... That's also getting hit over the head. Theris is there. That's the asteroid Theris, right? Thereus. I always say Thereus. Thereus, right? Theris. The yellow highlight is secret astrological suspect. Yes, okay. Didn't you have a nickname for the secret astrological suspect, Missy? Didn't you have like a name for him? Weren't we calling him something? We were calling him Ollie or something. Didn't we call we made up a nickname for him? I can't remember what it was. Oliver or something. Elmer, yeah. Yes. We gave him a fake name. The registered sex offender, we call him Elmer. So, yeah. And that's because we just don't want to destroy somebody's life if they are innocent. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to destroy Chris, Seth, or Katie's life either. I don't want to cause harm to anyone. I don't want to do that either. I mean, this is just astrology. This is just tarot cards. We're not supposed to take it as fact. We're just brainstorming here. I don't like the moon being over there. I don't like the moon being here either. They're all kind of in awkward situations, but they're all looking pretty bad. They all look ominous. But if I'm being very honest with you, the ones that look more ominous is the male and the female in his life. And that just makes me sad. So a wound that never heals is affecting his body here. A wound that never heals in Aries. It's an injury to the head as well. Or upper, head, neck, head, over the forehead. Aries rules the eye. I think the left eye for a male. Yeah, it looks awful. No matter how much you look at it, it looks terrible. 2 people. Neptune next to, so there again, that's secret communication, that's secret enemy. I mean, could Elmer be a secret, Missy, you think? Twelfth house. Sorry, guys, I'm trying to get my phone to focus and I shake. That doesn't look good, Missy. DNA is in the 12th house, too. Including Black Moon Lilith. Do you see it? Katie is in the 12th house, hidden. Here I have Neptune here in the 12th house here. And in the 12th house here. Mercury can mean 2 and travel. Traveling around short distance journeys too, guys. Conjunct Mars and an older male, older than 30. And the planet of death with DNA. That looks ominous, guys. It just doesn't look good. It really doesn't look good. I don't want to accuse anyone. This is just astrology. It doesn't mean that it's fact. I mean, and in the womb and in the tomb can give a clue to where his body could be. The moon is always a second indication of where he could be as well. Red. So that's the Red River. Yeah, we're getting lots of little... Yes, we're all alleged here. Yeah. Yeah, I'm still trying to really... Like, I have a lot to learn with Horary, but I'm getting there. Kirsty has a video on doing Horary astrology if anyone's interested in it. It's an older video from like 4 years ago, but it's on her channel. If you guys want to know about Horary astrology, it's like you ask the universe a question, and then there's a certain way that you break it down. So, I don't like theorists. Like, to me, that's like, or there, how am I pronouncing it? Is it Theros, right? Theros. The asteroid Theros is the bear hunter. And the bear hunter waits for like that opportune moment and hits someone over the head and then drags them out, or hits the bear over the head and then drags them out and then takes them somewhere, takes them back home or something like that. So it just makes me wonder, was there an incident in the car on the way home? Did he get hit in the head or something? Allegedly, something happened on the car ride home. With Theros there, it makes me wonder, was there an injury to the head? Because that's what that asteroid is. It's somebody getting hit over the head with something, and then they're dragged. They're dragged out and taken back home. Taken back home to, they're taken back home to, you know what I mean. I mean, I don't want to say it, but Thereus, yes. That's the bear hunter, right? Isn't that the asteroid that's the bear hunter? I mean, I could Google it. I could look it up. I'm pretty sure that it is. Isn't it? Yes. Okay, yeah, it's the bear hunter. So, and it's the bear hunter that hits you over the head and drags you back home. I can't type. I can't see either. There. Sorry, guys. Meaning in astrology. I'm pretty sure that's what the bear hunter does. Yeah. Yes. He was violent. Another beast that's he's a centaur, right? He was a centaur, I believe. And hits them over the head and they die. It's a head injury. I don't know. I'll have to Google it more, but I know that there's a whole storyline to it, and that's conjunct him. That's conjunct Sebastian. So that's not good either. It's not good. I don't know. The astrology is sad. Even his natal chart is sad. I have looked at his natal chart. Yeah, except for Chiron. Chiron was the best centaur of all. And Saggy, yes, Sagittarius is a good centaur. But you know, Chiron was the wisest centaur of them all. Chiron was he was a beast, but he's the wounded healer. He had the wound in his hoof. He could heal others, but he could never heal himself. So and he's an Aries. So again, that's, you know, authority and pushing the envelope. To me, that's how I look at it with his crime charts, with Chiron and Aries. It's like, that's authority, right? That's like pushing someone over the edge, I feel like. I mean, that's how I would look at it. Yes, you are the beast and the healer. Yeah. I love Brooke. Yep. We all have Chiron on our charts. Chiron is very important. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. It's very sad, guys. His astrology looks sad. It is very sad. But we just want to keep hope alive. I mean, let's just try to keep hope alive. It's the best that we can do. It's to be hopeful and keep praying for him. That's all we can do, guys. But I do feel like this reading kind of shed light a little bit on the chaos and the circus that's happening with this case. And I do feel like it's chaos. Like, I know I'm a tarot reader. I know I do astrology, but I really want to try to stay somewhat grounded with Sebastian. I mean, of course I'm going to go down rabbit holes, but I'm doing my best to try to not get caught up in all the drama. And, you know, his astrology chart going up in those woods to the north like that, all through Drake Creek, that goes right through the sun and Saturn. The chart I just showed Missy, let's see, I did a private, me and Missy do private videos back and forth to each other. Guys, we're weird. But yeah, like I send Missy private videos because I don't want to put it out in the public, you know, everything that we're discussing, you know, because I don't want to, well, you know, Missy, I don't want to like be like, they did it. They're the ones that did it. So, I mean, we just kind of like swap ideas back and forth with each other, right? So, let me see, where's the chart? Here, where we went over it. Wait 1 second. I'm going to show you guys. Where in those thick woods, the sun and the line of Saturn goes right through Drake Creek, which, you know, that makes me nervous. That really does make me nervous. Hold on, it keeps bringing me back to us doing a live reading. Won't let me. Why isn't it letting us? Yeah, here. So this was, oops. I'm trying to do all this one-handed. One second. And it just keeps pulling me back to the live video. One second. Here. So this was the video I did with Missy, and you can see all up to the north, I would say, all up in here, above their house, is those thick woods, and that takes us all through Drake Creek and that one spring road, or Tyree Spring Road, I think it's called, or Tyree Spring Road, all through here on the chart. This road here. So that's Saturn and the Sun at midnight. Now, this is the chart at midnight. Now, Kirsty McIntosh did another chart for 6:20 a.m., and her lines kind of go more out towards Red Creek. But I do feel like something's up with this area here. I do feel like there might be something there. I don't know. It really takes us through Drake Creek. It takes us all through, you know, that thick forest where I really think that he could be easily missed. And Mercury is through there. There's all these like hidden ponds, little roads that just come to dead ends and things like that. Like, I really think that this area would be important, and then all the way out to Red Creek and that Latimer Road. Latimer Road, that's another road that I mapped out as well for midnight. Now, there's more lines going off to this side in the morning for him, going all the way out here. But still, look at all these lines out in here. And then we have the moon, which is another, can be another location for a body. I mean, I hate to say that. I want to keep hope alive, but the truth is that we're going into 2 months. I mean, I doubt, it's just looking very grim, but I still want to be hopeful. But, this is more so the 6:20 a.m. map goes out this way. So, and this is like, this line down here takes me to, you wanted me to look at Liberty Cove, and this line does go through Liberty Cove. So, that's another area that you were talking about, right? And are very close to water, in my opinion. Yes, me too. I agree. 911 chart is in Pisces, so that's water. And Saturn is in Pisces too, and that's why we've been having so many bodies come pulling up in the water. And Pisces and Saturn for the whole, going into 2025, we're going to have a lot of people in water, guys, unfortunately. And we're going to have a lot of victims that, they're going to have missing shoes because of Pisces. Pisces rules the feet. So that's why we have a lot of victims, like, that they don't have shoes. Sebastian didn't have shoes on. That little redhead boy, Phoenix, he didn't have shoes on. That was the beginning of it. There was just another victim who, they're making a note that he doesn't have shoes on. So, that's a clue. It's a clue from the universe for us to pay attention to, for sure. The fact that he walked out that door without shoes on, it means something, because the universe is telling us to pay attention to it. It's written in the stars, right? Because Pisces rules the feet. And Saturn rules the physical skeleton body, the physical bones. Spirit has said that he has passed. But we don't know, that's just spirit. The astrology doesn't look too good, but that's just astrology. Me personally, I want to stay as hopeful as possible for this child, but it just doesn't look good. It just, yeah, none of us has said that. It's only spirit. The spirit box has said that he's passed, but that's just a spirit box. That doesn't mean that it's true. That's alleged, right? So everything that we're saying is allegedly. So this here is that Liberty Cove, Missy. Are you still thinking about Liberty Cove, Missy, as well? Yeah. Well, I've had 2 spirit box sessions that say he's in water. I had 1 spirit box session say that he's in marshy water. That was kind of weird. But that's just spirit. That's spirit. That's coming through spirit box, right? So that doesn't mean that it's true. But 1 spirit box session said marshy water. And then I've had 2 other spirit box sessions that said water. The astrology, I feel half and half. Like with the Pisces, it makes me think water, fresh water. Aquarius and Pisces makes me think fresh water for sure. Kirsty McIntosh feels like he's tied by a rope, and she has stated that, Saturn can rule a rope. Kirsty, yes. Saturn is cold and dry, and it rules rocks, gray rocks, specifically dark rocks, black rocks, dark gray rocks being held down by a rock. So that's very possible, and being held underwater. Also, Acres Lake in Lebanon, Tennessee. Okay, so you feel water as well. Okay. Yeah. And these lines go right through water. The 911 chart shows east. Okay. Let's see, Acres Lake. Sorry, my laptop, guys, it died, so we're doing it on the cell phone. It's called Key Acres Lake. So that's down by Nashville. So that's the moon line. This probably goes out through the moon line then, right? Yeah. The DNA line and the moon line makes a pie over top of Nashville and this lake. There's Green Acres Lake too. Wasn't there a TV show called Green Acres? Oh, Acres. Okay, let me see. I think my internet's getting ready to die. Ugh. Yeah, I think my internet just went out. It says it's near the Cumberland Plateau, near the Appalachian Mountains. Let me see if I can get this to come up. I think my internet just died. All right, my internet just died, guys. So I'm probably going to lose you soon. I'm going to head out. Just remember, just try to keep hope alive for Sebastian. Oh, right, there it goes. Here it is. Keep praying for him. That's all we can do. I mean, I really just... What is going on with my phone? Dude, my phone is acting crazy. Okay, here it is. That is a huge lake. Oh, it's near Old Hickory Lake. Okay, so the moon line goes right through here. It's next to it. because it goes right through Hickory Lake. Our moon line goes like, makes a pie like this through here. So it's right near it. Absolutely right near it. Why does it not look that big though on the map? Okay. All right. We're going to head out. All right, everybody. Just. Oh, it does? Your dowsing rods do too? Plateau is Virginia. Huh. We'll look at it later, guys. All right. I really hope that the parents aren't involved. I really am praying that they're not. I mean, I really hope that the Proudfoots can regain public opinion, but I just don't know if it's going to happen. And I feel like this is going to get ugly. I really feel like Sebastian's case is going to get ugly. That's just my own personal opinion. That's kind of what the cards are telling me as well. So just keep praying that Sebastian doesn't get lost in all of the mess. Again, this is just my spiritual opinions. This is just allegedly. This is not to be taken as fact. This is just my opinion. Everything that you saw on the comment section, it's just our opinions. We're speculating and, you know, speaking as a family on a spiritual level. It does not mean that it's fact. All right? Keep praying for Sebastian. Say a prayer for him tonight that we may find his truth and bring him home. And sadly, if he has passed, he deserves a proper Christian burial. He deserves that. And I really hope that the Proudfoots and Seth work together to at least give him that. And that the public, you know, just keep searching. People, please keep looking in your backyards. Check your sheds. Even if you've checked your shed already, go out and check your shed again. If you have a big piece of property, please continue to search it. You never know. He could have not been there the day before, but wandered on, and, you know, now he's there. So check your sheds. Check your, you know, barns and areas that, you know, in your property that might be kind of abandoned. He may have wandered onto your property, and, you know, just check it every day. We should be telling the public to check their property every single day, and keep praying for him. That's all I can say. And just keep praying that we're going to find him. Okay? Keep him in your prayers. That's all I can do. And we'll come back on and we'll do another reading on him. I wanted to tell you guys about what Spirit said about Susan Morphew, about that it happened in the home and that she was set up somehow. And it's more than one person involved, and it was a setup. And I did a whole Spirit box session about the DNA. Spirit talks about it. So I'll break that down. I'm still in the process of breaking that down, and I'll upload a video on that soon too, okay? All right. God bless all of you. Keep Sebastian in your prayers. Stay Sebastian strong. Blessings to you all. Bye-bye now.